Man, it smells like weed right here. Who is it? Could be anybody. I noticed that in California. You get that. You get it in every state. Once in a while, it just hits you in the face. But in California, it's pretty common. You're just sitting in traffic, and you can just smell the weed wafting around you. There's a lot of weed in cars around here. So we're gonna explore suburbia a little bit. Suburban Oceanside. So, hey, there's a guy cutting down a piece of a cactus with a pole, and a lady sitting there with a bag. I don't know what's going on over there, but I'd love to stop and ask them. Yeah, people criticize the Harley front suspension quite a bit, but I think in the end, I'm not sure when people ride hard enough to make much of a difference. I think I tend to take off and then just nail the brakes at times. When you're switching from the BMW Demon Baby, and you hop on this thing, you have to change your riding style, and sometimes I don't change it quickly enough. So I noticed the Pogo. These tires, as I mentioned when like a video ago, I think it was, these American Elite tires, I said they were softer than the Dunlop 407s that came on stock. You know, they still are a little softer, but they were really underinflated when I checked them after that ride. I get the back at around 39, the front around 35, 36. I don't notice it as much, but I'll still stick with my statement. It's still softer. But I think the difference is marginal. And the next video I'm going to do is going to be a night ride, and we're going to compare the prior video taken at night with the regular stock lights, which is it's a total blackout. It's so funny. I gotta tell you, it's fun making videos when you have a very low following and there's absolutely no consequence in terms of income or ego, because you can just, and I don't intend to bore people, don't get me wrong, it's not my intention, but I also don't feel a lot of pressure to entertain. So I did a night ride video, it was a few videos ago, and it's like a total blackout. You can't see anything with the stock lights. I'm wondering if you can actually see something with these new lights on here. I guess that's the question. So I guess we'll see. Maybe I'll pull that off tomorrow, the next day. Be a nice, quick, easy video to make. No, now it smells like hamburgers. So I smell weed back there. Now I smell hamburgers. Unless I'm having some sort of elaborate seizure. You know, Softails get a lot of crap for not having the best suspension, having a low lead angle, and I think it's really just people getting a little picky here. And the reality is the bike can do a lot. Now, I'm trying to think of an environment that, you know, city, definitely, I mean, it's fine in the city. Not ideal, but you know where I stand on that. When it comes to city riding, unless you're on a scooter, nothing's ideal. Everything else is just less good than a scooter. Anyone who's lived in a really crowded city understands that. But, you know, outside of long distance stuff, or someone who really likes to dig into canyons, so let's say you're in the Midwest somewhere and there's not a lot of corners, and I don't know what the advantage of a Dyna is, unless you want a wheelie, but, and it's, don't get me wrong, it's fun to watch a Dyna wheelie, but I don't know, man. You're gonna buy a bike so you can try to wheelie on something that wasn't meant to wheelie. It's a little weird. What I'm trying to say is, unless you're in an environment with a lot of corners and you like to corner, or unless you're really doing some long distance, and by that I mean regular rides over 400 miles, regularly. Or, you know, you get a big girl. I shouldn't say that. You have a girl who's more sensitive, or big. Either one, I guess. unless you get one of those situations going on, you know, a touring model isn't necessary either. And it's, you know, these Softails are a sweet spot. You get a nice suspension, they work fine, but it's interesting, you know, seeing videos out there of people doing Softail reviews. It's always like, then you know the dreaded Softail problem. The huge Achilles heel of the Softail. Only good to look at, otherwise they're useless. You know, and I'm basically exaggerating here because people don't say that. They always go about it the right way and saying it has limitations and here's where, you know, it could fit. But you know, you start off on this negative note, and from an actual owner, someone who's used to it and adapted to it, this thing is really comfortable, really chill, quite maneuverable. You guys see me take this thing into the canyons. I mean, it swings around corners pretty well, and it has clear limitations, but I'm very happy with this. If I was in a situation where I didn't need to split to work as much, and I was going on much longer rides, once again, that regularly over 400. I say regularly because if I go on 1 or 2 rides a year that are, you know, 700 miles in a day or two, it's not worth switching your entire bike for, because you can pull it off with this thing. Just get a different seat. It's a lot cheaper than whatever you're going to lose on your bike and upgrading to something newer. The size thing too, they say the bike's made for you know, people of shorter stature. People usually don't come at it this way, saying that the bike is for short people. They mentioned that it's more suitable, and I do agree with that, just because of the seat height. But I'm pretty long-legged. I got a 34-inch inseam, long arms. You know, for a regular button-down shirt, I'm a 36 arm, so it's pretty long. I got pretty long arms, long legs. And I think ideally, if you look down, look at my foot. I get it hanging out front there. But this is a riding situation. You know, I can't say that if I was constantly stop and go, I'd be a little jacked up here with the legs, but I would say that if you're taller than my height, you'd have to, you know, try one out for a day or so to see how you feel. But my floorboards aren't extended. My brake lever isn't extended. They have extended brake arms for very reasonable prices, and extended heel toes. Puts it out another inch or so. They got bars that push out another inch or two. Should make it more comfortable. They got seats that are thicker, tall boy seats. So, you know, if you're a taller person too, it's gonna fit you pretty well. Even this fat boy low, it's very comfortable. So what I'm trying to say is the Softails get a bad rap, which is fine with me because there's less of them out there, and it makes them a little more special. At least I think there are. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Dynas are more popular. I think the Touring actually sells the most. Family fun in Carlsbad. Look at these wonderful families walking around together, just getting in each other's way. Never understood a vacation to a place that's busy. I just don't get it. You can, but you have to be right next to the place where you want to be the whole time. So if you're like a busy beach place, you have to be right across the beach. So you don't have to, you know, basically mingle amongst the billions of people around you. How is that a vacation? Waiting in line at the popular haunt, you know? Look at that bad boy. It's a big K1200. That guy is old school. So old school. Those boots. Look at the long hair. He's got those boots on. Took off like a bandit in like a 25-mile-an-hour zone. That beige K1200. That's a real motorcyclist, my friends. Look at him rocking that thing. I think he's testing it or something. Look at him. You can just tell, man, the real motorcyclists aren't cute. They're gonna be a little bit off, you know? So something a little bit, it's either the bike they're riding or the clothes they're wearing or the way they're behaving. Little volleyball. petite girl spitting on the sidewalk. There's all sorts of fun stuff going on around here. Neon socks, neon socks! Alright. Your wife should stop you. She can't be home. She would have stopped you. When's the last time you kissed a bus? This guy really wants to squeeze. Look at it. Oh, that's some good stuff, dude. Poor guy's working real hard. He's still in front of me. There he goes. This guy just can't get a break. There's something about those dressy leather boots, man. Just makes me smile. These things are awesome. All this beach volleyball around here, man. I feel like I'm in the Karate Kid or some other 80s movie. Some other stereotypical California 80s movie. It's true. People actually play a lot of volleyball around here. From an East Coast person, I don't understand it. It's a fine game, don't get me wrong, but you know, it's not the kind of thing you jump into. I like the sport bike crowd, they're so enthusiastic. I think they tend to be younger, so you get that enthusiasm coming through. They're not quite as jaded.